Some people don't want their counsel to be legit because they really don't want you to see. You may be one of those people who knew that you should have went to that sister in the church with your problem. Maybe you're one of those people who did go to the sister in the church about your problem, but you also knew that she liked to gossip and talk about other people. You also knew that she was best friends with the first lady and she discussed your situations, and the next Sunday they were preached about. Maybe you're that person who put your trust in somebody who was not spiritually mature. You did not have the discernment. You did not have the wisdom to discern whether or not this was a safe person. You have to think, am I really okay with this person knowing everything about me? And if the answer is no, then you need to pray about what that relationship is supposed to be about.
Virtuous woman, wifey type, does you good and not evil all the days of her life. Working with her hands, she up all night. I don't know what she doing, but she doing something right. The Proverbs 31 woman, she's wise, she's worth more than rubies. The Proverbs 31 woman, the one who fears the Lord. A woman 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 who fears the Lord. Her price is far above rubies. You can't find her in the jewelry. I can't find no one to compare to you. To be honest, I never knew that God made a woman like you. A woman who fears the Lord. 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 Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Scent of a Woman podcast. I am your host, Angelica Montgomery. Thank you so much for checking out part 1 of this conversation. Please do not forget to subscribe, share, hit that notification bell. Make sure that you get notified whenever there is another podcast. I believe the topic today is extremely important for all women: accountability and mentorship. Accountability comes when you are in a place where you can be accountable to someone. And there's a story in the Bible that I'm reminded of when it comes to this particular conversation of mentorship and accountability. King David, when he was dealing with all of his drama after he, with Bathsheba, right, doing the stuff that he wasn't supposed to be doing. He was supposed to be off to war, but anyways. So after that whole situation happened, God says, listen, the sword is always going to be over your house, and there's always going to be trouble, there's always going to be drama. When we skip over all the other things but get into Absalom, you have an advisor that was supposed to be loyal to King David switch sides, and he really attached himself to Absalom. And when he did that, David knew that he was in trouble. And so when King David was fleeing out of the city, leaving his palace, he prayed that God would make Ahithophel's counsel foolish to Absalom. And in doing so, after he prayed that, he sent one of his other advisors back to Absalom to be there when Absalom got there, to make sure that he could inform on what was happening He needed a spy in there, and he really wanted to frustrate the counsel of Ahithophel. Absalom questioned Hushai, which was the man that was sent back from King David to frustrate the counsel of Ahithophel. And Absalom was like, hey, what are you doing here? Ain't you one of my dad's people? Don't you have a loyalty to my father? Hushai let him know. He said, hey, nah, the kingdom has been transferred to you. I'm only loyal to the throne. God rules forever. Whoever God puts on that throne, I'm going to serve. So he's saying all of the right things. He's saying all of the right words. Okay? All of the right words. And it amazes me still reading that whole story and how the whole unfolding of Absalom coming to Hushai, knowing that he was for King David. And because he's just like, I just want all the people to me. He didn't care. He just wanted the people around him because he was taking the throne from his father. And you can go back and read it for yourself. You don't have to take my word for it. I might be misquoting some things, but the story is the same. It's pretty relevant here. And the thing about when it came time for Absalom to think about what his next step was going to be. So he's taken the palace, he's gone in, and Ahithophel goes, hey, Absalom, you should go in with your daddy's concubines so that you can not only frustrate him, but you can make it known that this is your kingdom now. And Absalom did that. It was the ultimate shocker, but it was advice that made the people know that this is now Absalom's kingdom. And so what I'm getting to is once King David left, Absalom said, what should I do now? Ahithophel said, hey, you need to go ahead and let me get some men. It only take about so many, and I can go and pursue King David and take him out, because that's actually the only thing we really want. We only want King David. You're only after one person, and we just need King David out of the way. And this counsel, just imagine if Absalom would have listened to Ahithophel, we would be reading something different in the Bible. You heard? However, he said, wait a minute, I need to hear from Hushai to see what he thinks. He goes, I don't know about Ahithophel's counsel. It's not good today. He didn't do well today. He said, you know your daddy is strong. And he's a warrior. He's a fighter. He's got a lot of men with him. They got a whole plan worked out. He's got to be angry about all of this. He's probably in a cave waiting to see. They're waiting for you to do something so that they can take you out. They are fighters. They are strategists. They're going to come at you. You know, he's like telling him all these things. He said, hey, don't listen to Ahithophel. Don't do that. Don't do that. How about you go and you need to get more men than what he's asking for? He's only asking for so many, but you need many, many, many more, because this is going to be a tough fight, Absalom. This is going to be a tough fight. So you need to make sure you got all your peoples. And Absalom said, you're right. I'll do that. And by him waiting to gather more men, to gather more people, to take out his daddy, Hushai sent word through the priests. The priests sent their sons, told King David, look, you need to get out of there because they coming for you. And everybody was able to escape. Everybody that was with King David escaped out of the area, out of the space that they knew they were in. Just imagine your life and the tough decisions that you've had to make based on people who were not spiritually mature, who could not see for your life. You listened to people, you listened to places, you listened to ideas. Hey, some of you have even listened to podcasts and Reddit stories, and you've listened and you've looked at social media for your cues on the decisions of your life. You've looked at your friends, you've looked at your family, you've looked at people that have been close to you for years who are not spiritually mature, and you've taken their advice, you've taken their counsel, and you realize after taking their counsel, maybe that wasn't the best thing. Or maybe you didn't even think about it. You didn't even think about whether or not their counsel was good or not. You felt like it was your decision. You felt like you had every right to do whatever you wanted to do, not understanding that it affected your life, that it led you down a path that you're on now. Mentorship and accountability is important. It's so important because many people are out here making decisions based on random things. They're not accountable. And ultimately, once again, we have to remember that this podcast is for women who are looking to live a Christian life, a godly lifestyle. And our godly lifestyle is not driven by feeling emotions and in the moment situations. We just don't do things based off of that. We take a moment, we reflect, we pick up the phone, we call somebody who is more spiritually mature, even if it's somebody who may not have good counsel, but they know how to intercede. They know how to pray. They know how to go to God on our behalf. Or maybe it is somebody who is not trying to manipulate us. And we have to be privy to that. We have to be privy to that. We have to understand what is happening. Listen, there's even an instance in the Bible where just before Absalom did all this foolishness, Absalom was living far away. And one of David's counselors, advisors, got a woman to pretend like she was mourning for the dead and gave this whole elaborate story. And David was like, who put you up to this? Like, do we have that level of discernment where we're sitting back, we're thinking, we have discernment, we can see, we have wisdom to know, this don't sound right. Like, she started saying stuff and David's like, wait a minute. You got me to make some changes based on manipulation. You got me to make some changes based upon what you wanted. There's a lot of information out here that will get us to be irrational and that will get us to be off of our spiritual posts, to take and accept counsel from people who are not even remotely advocates for our future. They could care less about the prophetic word that you got. They don't even know the prophetic word that you got. If they did care, they don't even know. They don't even realize the words that have been spoken over your life. We have to be careful of the counsel that we seek from people who do absolutely nothing for God. We have to be careful of the counsel that we seek from people who are will put their whole life on doing the bare minimum in life, the bare minimum in church, the bare minimum in their relationships. They don't extend themselves to be obedient truly to God. They just want to do the bare minimum. They just want to get by. They just do enough. Within accountability is a level of vulnerability. And if you're too afraid to make sure that your counsel is legit, I could go on and on about this topic, because some people don't want their counsel to be legit because they really don't want you to see. You may be one of those people who knew that you should have went to that sister in the church with your problem. Maybe you're one of those people who did go to the sister in the church about your problem, but you also knew that she liked to gossip and talk about other people. You also knew that she was best friends with the first lady and she discussed your situations, and the next Sunday they were preached about. Maybe you're that person who put your trust in somebody who was not spiritually mature. You did not have the discernment. You did not have the wisdom to discern whether or not this was a safe person. We have to go back to trust. We have to build trust. It is a relationship. Being a mentor is a relationship. It is a coming together where the purpose is to guide someone through their life. You have to take an account for everything that you do in order to have accountability. And in order to take an account, you have to take inventory. You have to self-reflect. You have to think, am I really okay with this person knowing everything about me? And if the answer is no, then you need to pray about what that relationship is supposed to be about. Like I said, I have a lot of spiritual children, and I had to pray about every single one of my spiritual children to make sure that they were supposed to be my spiritual children. It is important for us to understand the nature of the relationship when it's been brought together by God. Godly connection are very important, but to understand the godly connection is the foundation of the relationship. If you look at it from only, can I be vulnerable enough? Can I trust this person? Should I share my life with this person? You have to look at the foundation of the relationship. And so if you are supposed to be someone's spiritual child, okay, if you are supposed to be someone's member in a congregation, the level of counsel that you should be receiving from that relationship is based upon the foundation that relationship was built. If you are a member of the church that I pastor, there will be a level of counsel that I should give. There should be a level of vulnerability that you should be willing to share. You can't always say, I have an unspoken prayer request. Everything will be unspoken. You'll be distant. I won't know who you are. You won't know who I am, save for whatever I preach or teach. When I get up, me saying hi, goodbye, unless we sit down and have a conversation, unless there is a level of vulnerability, unless we share on a more relational level, there won't be any opportunity for counsel. There won't be any opportunity for accountability, and therefore growth would be stunted, and you may not be able to pursue certain assignments and certain milestones within your relationship with God based upon the lack of counsel. It does take other people for you to get where you're going, for you to grow through some things. If we are by ourselves, for ourselves, and at the same time against ourselves, we have already been defeated. And I believe that was a lot of representation scripturally when people would be isolated. I think about people even today that are so duplicitous in their mind when it comes to the counsel, that they will go around and pick different people who are in different stages of life and seek counsel from them. Literally, you'll go and let's say you're having issues in your marriage. You'll go and you'll talk to a single person. You'll go and you'll talk to a divorced person. You'll go and you'll talk to someone who's bitter. I mean, it'll just be insane. We'll talk to people, and sometimes when there's things wrong in our marriage, we'll go and we'll talk to people who are having issues in their marriage. Don't get me wrong. Everybody's going through something. Everybody, deals with things in marriage. However, it's not a healthy growth. You understand? I feel like saying that. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's not always a healthy growth. And mentorship is extremely important. It's extremely important. I didn't believe that it was at one point, and I was doing it this whole time. I was mentoring, counseling, advising. Not everybody. I didn't do it for everybody. I remember going back to the story that I was sharing about being younger and having different young people connect with me. I remember being in a position where I had a slumber party. Okay, I had a slumber party. It wasn't supposed to be a slumber party, but I think about 10 or 12 girls ended up spending the night over my house. And this was a house that I shared with my siblings at the time, so my parents were not there. And I remember just pouring into them, and we were praying and singing and talking about God all night long. This was the type of slumber parties that I was having at the age of 18 when I was living with my siblings. And I never forget the lights in the house would just get so bright in those moments. I look to the grace that God has given me for pouring into others and bringing them to a place of spiritual growth, edification, exhortation, and just reconciling them back to God. A lot of those young girls I know today I'm not connected with, but I know that in that moment it meant a lot to them. We were teenagers, and the ages ranged from like 15-year-olds there all the way to 30-year-olds that was in the room. So it was a lot. I want to say about 10 or 12. It might have been a little bit more. And I know that just coming into an understanding of what it means to have the right voices in our lives, what it means to have people who are committed to God in our lives. Not just, I like you, I want you to have a good life, or, I don't even know if people really think that, if they really think about you having a good life. Many people that I've encountered who have people that are under them, if you would, many people offer control. They don't necessarily offer, oh, I want you to have a good life. It's, I want you to do what I want you to do so that you can be committed to me and not committed to God. They'll allude to the illusion of being committed to God by way of doing whatever they want you to do. However, there are some cases where I have counseled people into leaving the organization, where I say, oh, yep, your time is up. Yep, you got to move on, got to push forward. This is the season for this. This is the season for that. You got to go out and do this. That's it. Like, your growth is being stunted here. You got to go and do more. And in so many cases, there are very few leaders who can do that, who can pour into people and say, hey, Okay, now it's time for you to go out and be. Over the last few years, God has really impressed upon me to tell a lot of my spiritual children, hey, where are your spiritual children? Where are the people that you're pouring into? Do you have capacity to give to somebody else? Because everyone is looking for guidance, but we're finding it in all the weird, strange places that ultimately disconnect us from the Father instead of pulling us closer to God. A lot of people have these relationships where they are taking from their spirituality rather than building themselves up in their most holy faith. A lot of people diminish Holy Spirit and they quench the Spirit when it comes to the echoes and the callings and the assignment and God saying, hey, go here and go there. When you have godly counsel, they are going to repeat things that you've prayed about. They are going to repeat things that you've written down in your journal. When you are accurately accountable to people, they will expose the secret things that God has for you. When you have someone that is spiritually mature, pouring into your life, there will be an exposure of even secret where the enemy has a plot or a plan for you. They'll be able to see those things for you. And if not, they will be able to navigate you through areas where you can be hidden. It's about the outcome, your life in Christ. Mentorship, accountability for daily living according to God's word, according to what he has declared and decreed for our lives, is 100% about those who are pouring into us. It's about 100% how connected we are to God. It's about 100% our submission to God by way of surrendering our life to him. And those that we encounter, when they are fully invested in God, put a period there. When those that we're connected to are fully invested in God, they will hear for us. They will discern for us. They will seek God on our behalf. Like, oh, how does that happen? How does that come about? Listen, I'm going and praying and meditating on God's word, and God will tap me on my shoulder. Hey, I want you to say this to this person. I want you to remind this person about this and this. I want you to tell them that they need to do this. This is their next step. I don't have the whole picture all the time. I don't have the whole story. It's based upon the connection. And when I'm connected to God, I can hear for myself and I can hear for those that I'm leading or those that I'm guiding, those that God has put in my charge. And I know for a fact that we're having this conversation this way because many of you don't know what it's supposed to look like. Many of you have never encountered accurate mentorship, spiritual guidance, spiritual teachers, spiritual parents. Many of you have never encountered what it's like to really look up to someone to pour into you, who can say, hey, see you going the wrong way. God talked to me about you in this and this and this and this. We've got to build that trust. Now, granted, I know that there are some of you who would like to submit to certain people, or you consider them as a godly guide or a godly advisor, a godly counselor. You consider certain ones to be that prophetic voice for you. And what that looks like, I'm going to tell you what that looks like so that you'll know. You see them every once in a while, or they'll pick up the phone and they'll call you, or they'll text you out of the blue and say, hey, was praying and this is what I saw. And that's great. That's perfect. That's fine. I believe that what we're in need of in this hour is those who truly are walking with us, who we can be accountable to, where they don't have to wait for God to interrupt their prayer time. They don't have to wait for God to send a prophetic word to them by way of them having devotion and hearing God for themselves. You know, I was in prayer and this is what was happening. Yes, I have those moments for my spiritual children, but I also talk to them on the regular. And once again, once the foundation of the relationship has been set, then you can determine what level of accountability, what level of counsel on my part, I'll be able to give to that person based upon what we have discovered and what we have uncovered concerning the situation, place, person, thing, idea, life event, whatever it is. I want to encourage you to continue to pray, continue to be open to discernment, pray for God to give you wisdom. He does not withhold it. According to the Bible, when we pray for wisdom, God does not restricted. It is up to us to discern who is for us. It is up to us to discern the counsel that is around us, the people that are speaking into our lives, the people that are speaking into our homes, into our children, that are connected to us, that are pouring into us. It is up to us to discern and to recognize those who are truly for God in our lives and those that are truly for themselves in our life, who just want to take up space and just see how many people they can control and sway, or just keep living a subpar life. Because I've encountered some of those people too. Like, oh, just do the bare minimum just like me. Oh, you don't got to do all that. Start a business. What for? Listen, don't get me started with people who do that sort of things, because it can really deter people. When there is a person who has not heard from God, who does not hear from God. So let's start with that. When there are people who do not hear from God and they deter you from the assignment, you've journaled, had prophetic words, dream, vision, God's given you the blueprint, and you go and share with someone who you consider an advisor or someone who you consider to give good counsel, and they deter you from the very thing that God's been laboring with you about. We have to have enough discernment to say, there's something in the water, there's something in the Kool-Aid that I'm not going to drink. We have to consider those that are around us, those that are pouring into us, because we have to have the right voices. All right. This has been one of those conversations, and I want to invite you to check out our website, www.scentofawomanpodcast.com. You can connect and become a member and join our community there. Do not forget to make sure that you subscribe so that you can get any information and get connected to what we're doing next. If you are looking for a life coach, someone to mentor you or encourage you on this life's journey, go ahead and check out scentofawomanpodcast.com or go to angelicamontgomery.com, where you can connect with me to get started. Do enjoy the rest of your day, whether it's morning, noon, or night. I enjoy talking with you, and I will see you next time.
I can't find no one to compare to you. To be honest, I never knew that God made a woman like